But no matter what comes next, I still have to face the ending.
Alright, so I think everything should be good. Hello, world.
Excellent to hear.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Blades in the Dark. I'm the storyteller for today, Matthew, over at startplaying.games.com. And everyone feel free to introduce yourself.
Okay. I guess I'll go ahead and just take first billing. Hey everybody, I'm Griffin, and I'm playing Edward Rockwell II, the pompous, fallen Scotland noble, who is the group's spider and devious mastermind.
And I am Muffin. You can find me on Twitter. Oh, you okay, Raf? Did we talk over each other?
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I was
on
muted
Twitter
and unmuted. But go right ahead. Go.
Oh, I see. That makes sense. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Muffin Manifesto or on my website, jamie-collett.com. And today I'm playing Grit, Griff's bodyguard and local muscle.
And then we have Pariso.
Yes. I am Norman Rafferty. I am playing Pariso, a lurker. I lurk. It's not that I particularly enjoy crime. It's just nothing I enjoy more.
Your new day job.
Oh, yeah, and I also make games at sanguinegames.com. Thanks to everybody who kickstarted Abyss.
Woo.
All right. I believe last time we left off, you performed the ritual again. One less enemy in town. But Grit went to jail.
Sure did. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, more police actions where Grit is in jail. So that's two of us in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Ogre are having a hell of a time in there, but I'm only in for a couple of weeks, I think.
There's only one jail, right? So you're both in the same one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's only one big jail, yeah.
There's only one place that can contain grit.
Yeah, so I think he's probably spending this week getting...
So I guess we're going to start building our prison contacts. Well, holy crud. And also, I guess the professor's out for this week, too.
Mm-hmm. So we have a couple options of Blades in the Dark. We can bring back one of the other NPCs, and Muffin can play them.
Well, Muffin should obviously just play the professor.
I'm not sure Theta would be a big fan of that. I don't have... Also, I can't see other people's play sheets in this campaign, so...
Not yet. 1 second.
Yeah, it's a shame Ogre is in jail, because I would happily play Ogre for a session. I think that would be funny, too.
You do have my weird whisperer if you really wanted to play him. But he's kind of just like this
the
weirdo
old
who
guy,
talks to spirits, yeah.
That's right, I remember that old dude. And
there was also that one weirdo
while I was away, a hound or something, right?
Steel, yeah. I think, yeah.
Yeah, they should all be popping up on your screen there. Muffin.
That's alright. I'm gonna make a new character. I'll be...
Oh boy.
I'm gonna play a Slide, which is like the one character book we haven't had yet.
Yeah, very true.
Someone who's actually good at talking to people for once.
I'm good at talking with people, I'm just not good at lying to them.
Uh-huh.
But I can tell them what to do really well.
Yeah, nice.
Unless they're ghosts.
Alright, I believe we finished up downtime just before we left last time, right?
That is right.
Alright. So, with that in mind, the professor's gone. Who knows where the heck he is? His big, larger form is in the lair. The other form is up to something.
Quick, Pariso, we can go for a joyride.
I think the problem is we can't actually operate it unless we put a soul in it. And you've been squandering them on the stupid thing of let's cure the plague.
Change my mind.
I'm not quite disembodied enough to reach these controls, it seems. Well...
I'll disembody you!
No, not yet! I'm too young!
Always with the not yet. I can't believe you made me unsheath my stabbing knife for nothing.
Pariso, we have more important things than just stabbing people. We still need money, and we don't have grit here to harass people for it.
Man, if we stab the right people, we'd have money.
Right, but
okay.
noticeably, we're the worst stabbers.
Hey, speak for yourself. Do you have any idea how many people I stabbed last session?
What I'm saying is we need to
literally,
leverage your particular skills.
we took out a whole crowd. I just hope Grit's getting the medical care that he needs, because he took a shot to the chest.
Well, he's in prison, so I think the medicine he's going to get is going to be tetanus and then wet bandages.
Bruno.
I think I got the doctor to say to me briefly before I went in.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I think we saw that the heat was on, and we just let you take the fall.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we did. I'm constantly making fun of Assassin's Creed Syndicate allowing me to kill 12 women in 5 minutes in Whitechapel, beating Jack the Ripper's record. So there we were, killing 12 people within sight line of the prison. So yeah, we kind of did something on the bridge in public.
I don't think we killed anybody there, though. We threw a bunch of them in the river, right? And then...
No, I killed those guys.
Oh, okay. They were very dead.
Look, you saw them. They were triflers. They should have known better.
I see.
You guys did generate a shit ton of heat last time.
Yeah.
Part of the reason why someone went to jail over it, because we continue to murder people for rituals that I try to get you to do.
That's why we should just go get the upgrade where we don't care about war anymore.
Right, the upgrade where we don't care about war, and it would be great if we could get the cover operation going.
Right, but that's a long-term goal. Yeah, so we're and weirdos are starting to show up here. I mean,
it's tricky because we've been doing XP at such like a slower rate, where we've only been doing like 1 XP per trigger rather than going up to 2. We haven't got crew advancements as fast as I'm used to.
No, we
waited
really
on a lot of them.
We should be focusing on the operation because we are a crime syndicate. So let's focus on some things that can get us some money. Did we finally opened the opium den, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've actually changed my mind about playing a slide. I'm going to play another leech, but I'm not going to be anywhere near...
You make sure you take as few talking skills as possible. Consort
I took exactly 0.
0. Nothing.
But I think this is the person that the gang gets in to manufacture all those drugs for the Vice 10.
That would be nice to have somebody who can cook. I'm not really
Yeah.
sure what dream stuff is made out of. I assume the brains of orphans.
One way to find
This
out.
is where you disappoint me and say no.
I don't think so, but you never know. I believe it's.
We're in the right setting for that to be true.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Black Lotus, but then it's like heavily.
Okay, so we're tier 1, which means each time we do a downtime, we roll the tier, subtract the amount of heat that we have, and that's how much money we make.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, and we're on a rep threshold. So in order to upgrade to tier 2, we need 3 more points of rep, and we also need money. How much money is that going to cost?
16 by default. If we can get the patron upgrade at the end of this session, it becomes 8.
Okay, where's the patron upgrade?
It's on a lot of the different crew playbooks.
Yeah, where is it on
so you
ours?
can take it as a veteran one. I don't think it's on smugglers.
Oh no, you in other words, we're going to poach it from a different group.
Yeah, you can take it as a veteran
Okay.
reward, but I think it's on everyone except cult and smugglers.
Yeah, I thought it was on all of them, but apparently not.
Yeah, it's not on cult
No.
and it's not on smugglers. For whatever reason.
Okay.
But we can take it as a
Well,
veteran.
also, I mean, the funny part is, like, it may be on other ones, except we have veteran, and veteran says we can choose special ability from any crew and take it more than
Yeah.
once, so all abilities are on all lists.
Yeah,
This is just
exactly.
a suggestion.
You just
So,
can't
yeah,
take
no.
veteran as your first ability. That's all.
Oh.
There's actually, as writ, there's no rule against it, and John has said that he has
No?
groups that do it, but
Oh,
generally, it is suggested your first time playing that you don't, basically.
No, and also
Okay.
we chose Renegades, which was the smart thing. So really, I think what the trick here is, all right, so we can. What we need is we need more money and more rep. Rep is pretty easy to get, but money is a little more difficult. Now, currently, we earn money from the lower our heat is, the more money the vice den gets us. So I think ideally what we want to do is we want to find a way to curry favor with a patron. We'd want to find and something that involves less than murder.
Right. I definitely agree on putting the ritual aside for a little bit to at least, 1, get some money, and 2, get things that help us reduce heat. I mean, like, we saved
Right.
a couple places. They're fine now. It's just going to be a plague. I'm pretty sure they have a cure going around now.
Okay, and how do we buy boxes in the grid?
for the teeth,
The lair.
We
How do
work
we
at
buy
it,
lair
I
boxes?
think, is how it
you
works.
work at it. Basically, what we've been doing is people decide which one they're focusing on. I give a couple objectives, and you go through it by there.
Okay, so the next layer upgrades are a cover operation, a tavern, or a fleet. Oh, or turf.
Yeah, and all of those are easily accessible, yeah.
Well, which one of those? I mean, we could also be working towards one of those because those might also
Right.
generate revenue. And-
I do
'cause
feel like a
one
cover
thing-
operation would definitely be what we want.
Now that we have the Vice Den, we earn money as long as we don't screw up.
Well, and as long as we reduce our heat if we get it.
Yeah.
Okay, here would be my proposal. My proposal would be we expand our turf. And by expanding our turf, I would suggest that what we do is we finally dig out that rubble that the Dimmer sisters left us. Because it's bugging the hell out of me that we haven't done anything with that.
You already
I
had
think
that.
we already had that as turf. That's our second turf on the right.
Well, what about, but we never went through, right, well, oh, we did? Okay, well then I still want to,
It's a whole line of townhouses. It's just we haven't gone through the rubble of the one they were operating
right,
out
because
of.
I really want to go through the rubble before the Dimmer sisters or someone else shows up and goes to the rubble, because there's got to be good stuff buried underneath that. I thought we were going to take our giant death robot, who is a super large robot with tentacles, and use that to dig through the rubble because it would be perfect for that. It has tentacles, and if we find anything useful, we can put it in the robot and take it away. But for some
But it's a
reason, we're
hunk of
never
junk.
doing that. Yeah. That's what I want. And if we have to wait for the professor to get back, I guess we have to wait for the professor to get back. There's got to be primo garbage underneath there.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds more like a long-term project than a score, anyway, right?
Right, do
Well,
an
if that's a long-term
excavation.
project, then we should start the clock on that.
Right,
Alright.
so, yeah, next time we go around, I agree. We should go ahead and see if we can find cool magic
I mean,
stuff.
because we have the perfect thing for it. We literally have a large vehicle with cranes.
But I think what we need right now is a job that is highly valuable, and we can do it without attracting very much attention. If we can get something like that, we get a lot of money, we push towards a lot of our goals, and we get more time to go do our things.
So you guys want to get a well, how do we get special abilities? It's just a plot thing?
No, we get special abilities by advancing the crew. So you can either take 2 upgrades, like the quarters and secure and stuff that we've done to our lair, or you take a special ability. And we've been leaning towards getting the upgrades early. But
Yeah, well, I think we're still a little away from getting 4 dots in anything, which is what we need mastery for.
Yeah, I think Grit is on that threshold, but everyone else is probably.
Well, I know I've got a skill at 3 dots, but I'm more than happy to. It's the weaknesses of not having any consort and sway that I would rather. I mean, I would rather be filling holes in my.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, getting a patron sounds really good. I would be in favor of either the patron or the cover operation, so we can look into those. We already have a luxury fence, but they're not a patron. They just help us liquidate stuff.
Right.
So
So cover operation is something we could definitely do as a score, whereas patron is a special ability, and so we can just take it when we level up.
We are friends with the Groom family. They might qualify for that sort of position if we can do something to convince them that they want to do so.
Yeah, I would be highly in favor of getting a proper cover operation. Not only would that reduce our heat, but I think it makes. We are supposed to be smugglers, right? We're supposed to be moving stuff in and out.
So we could go talk to our luxury fence, or we could go talk to our shipyard family, and
of course, skipping the cover operation, we could expand our turf and then buy a side business. Would be even more. We would make even more money in downtime. We could stop doing crime and just do downtime all the time. It's so legit.
Fariso, you have a job and you just want to go to legit. I'm not sure how to process this. It doesn't fit together with everything I know. There's some missing element here I don't seem to understand.
Yeah, the only thing predictable to me is unpredictability.
Who are you trying to kill, Fariso?
Who might I don't.
What's your game? What's the scam you're running? How much money's in it?
Oh, geez, what's that new movie coming out with Saul Goodman in it?
Oh, I don't remember.
Where he's just a guy.
Yeah, Nobody, right?
Nobody. That's the movie Nobody. Yeah, to me, I'm nobody. It's like, I just want to be that one person who, like, when they just, wait a minute, you had all these killing skills the whole time? Yep. I tried.
Yeah, just absolutely wonderful.
Okay, so, yeah, so, wow, so nobody has, so we're doing my agenda this week. All right.
Yeah.
No, my agenda was,
do you want to take a pick of people we can poke for jobs then?
Okay, so for our cover operation, we already have, okay, so Dimmer Sisters is the real estate. We own those townhouses, or we've de facto occupied those townhouses.
You have control of the townhouses.
Do we actually have the deeds to that? Like, do we have legitimacy?
You have recognition from the underworld that it's your turf and people aren't trying to move in there.
Okay, so it's our turf and that we operate. See, that's the problem. Turf implies that we operate there, but we're smugglers. We don't.
It's where we have our den, basically. That's just where people do the drugs. It's fine.
Your turf is where you use it to build up your other, like, claims. I think that's the right word for them. So, like, your vice den is connected to your charter hall turf. The sisters, you could work to build a tavern, I guess. Wow, that's an interesting...
No, I mean, as smuggler, well, the concept of turf is more of a gang operation. It also means that it also implies that we're extorting those people for protection money.
Yeah.
Right. The other location we had, which was slightly higher class, the Charter Hall offices, I think we actually have legitimacy on, like, heavily.
We actually own, we actually have the deed to that, which means we're paying property taxes on that crap.
Yeah, so it's the vice stand and the cover operation. That'd be funny. It's like, what do you guys do here? Mostly smoke and hang out. Yeah, that's a legit business.
No, we operate legitimate businesses. We don't show any. You're not
keep track of people who
works. Are you? You know, when the police show up, you don't say, "Oh yeah, this is the drug den." You don't.
Well, to be fair, whether or not we have the delete deeds, the police will show up and beat us up anyway.
Police show beat you up.
So yeah, I guess it comes down to, we got a lot of operational goals we want to meet, but all of them probably require money, and that we get a bit of time to do them.
Well, let's go. Okay, the cover operation, I think, would actually just be some filing because we already we have a secure place that's now ghost free in Night Market. All we'd have to do is establish a legit company there and just get it bonded. So that,
yeah, just go name a shipping company and just say, yeah, we have a warehouse. Okay, you're a shipping company.
Right. So we'd have to file for that, get that approved, and get that off the books because we have a record.
Mm-hmm.
That is a very boring bureaucracy. But
Yup.
you're good with boring bureaucracy, aren't you?
I am.
And I've got a friend who works in the city office, so they might be able to tip us off. Because I would rather forge the filing and get a notary stamp on it. I mean, this is the most boring crime in the world, guys. Welcome to Parisso's world. Where I would rather fake the filing and get the filing established rather than actually have to go through approval processes and just stash that somewhere. So if anyone asks if we're legitimate, we can say we're ex post facto legitimate. Because that would involve forging some documents and then getting them inputted into the Hall of Records.
Right, so we could maybe do some sort of social heist, which is something we haven't done at all yet. Hey, welcome aboard, Theta.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yep,
Yo,
sure
hey,
can.
Yeah.
Alright, just make sure, since, what happens when you plug in and unplug a headset.
We are, of course, all mixed around now on the overlay, but...
Yep, just go ahead and rearrange it.
Oh boy, yeah, well, that's going to be a minute. We can keep talking while I'm doing that.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's my suggestion. That would be the caper, and that would be where are the capers? Okay, that's either a deception or a social.
Is that the only thing the group is planning to do between now and downtime?
I was going to recommend we also go get an actual smuggling job to do after we go and talk with people.
I mean, I assume we're smuggling all the time, just not a
Oh,
caper.
well, this is like the explicit caper, the one that gets us coin. So
Every
we have a
time
number of
we
contacts. We could go. My suggestions are either the Groom family or Jenna, because both of them like us and they can get us some jobs.
Yeah, the Groom family feels more like a patron than Jenna. Like, Jenna sort of puts us in contact with people, but...
Mhm.
I've just noticed, like, every time we manage to, like, handle some of the sickness spreading, it spreads again, and so...
It's like it's a plague.
Yeah. Maybe we just give up on sacrificing people to save people and just let everybody die.
I do have, like, the vague question of, hey, I noticed one of the clocks finished. Isn't that one of the clocks that may have been somebody researching a cure? Is there, like, general news about town, like, oh yeah, don't worry about the plague, we actually have an answer for it now?
Yeah, I was just looking. That red clock I had for the Wellspring Company disappeared.
Mhm.
I'm trying to figure out why.
Where are you? You're to my right.
Hmm.
Right, that's good.
It's also great to finally be able to see the entire relationship chart.
Oh yeah.
I always have to zoom in when I'm on the camera guy, so I never want to see the white around the edges of the
Yeah,
map
I just
show up on
adjusted the
overlay.
map screen just so I could see it on the screen too. So I know exactly how you feel.
Update our version of it while we've got on here.
Alright, so yeah, there has been an announcement that medicine was developed for this plague very recently. Right now, they seem to be working on dispersing it.
It's good. I mean, it'll definitely hit the poorest areas first and hardest still, but we've also delayed it in the poorest areas by even more. So maybe they'll get it before everyone becomes ill again, or dies terribly, or spreads.
Fair. Alright, so right now we have one score idea of basically paperwork. We have the suggestion to go check out the contacts for the teeth. Is there any other plans?
Well, I have some
Professor's now
personal
here.
stuff,
How to
but-
introduce my new character.
Oh, well, who's your new character?
So my new character is Coil, who is a leech, and their best friend is Stasia, an apothecary, who I think is the person who comes in to run your distillery. And
Mhm.
Coil is like their not quite adopted kid. He's just like this. They're like this 16-year-old young-looking androgynous kid who hangs around with the apothecary at the still, and anytime you like come in to talk to them, he just happens to be there. And is like, if you ever need help with anything, just let me know. I'll come help you out with stuff.
Yeah, we can use some help with some payment. You know, why is this kid hanging around and not paying us money?
And I think what Stasia says is he's just really good at keeping the equipment in order.
Well, drugs are still coming out of it, so you get a pass this time, kid.
You know, I just had that thought. What, a second leech? And I realized what I am now. Like, oh, wait.
Hey, you're not even. We could use more people who are good with like chemicals and tools. Our last one morphed into some sort of soulless robot.
I want to point out that I am still good with chemicals and tools.
So,
Do you
wait.
carry around large quantities of lift oil that we can just use to make our loot go
I
away?
am lift oil, sir. Jumps 2 atmospheres up. I'm sorry, 2 atmospheres would be down. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about anymore. I'm brain-addled.
It's okay. It's just as on the balls we
Hey.
always are.
Kid, if you know the difference between 0 atmospheres and 2 atmospheres, you're good in my book.
How many can it take? Well, it's a spaceship, so
It's a
0.
spaceship. 0 and 1. All right. All right. Well, as long as he's not breaking anything, he's not. You sure he's not a narc? Are you a narc, kid? I'll cut you.
What was his name again? It doesn't matter. He's
like
not great.
narcotics, but I don't think I'm a narc.
You don't think you're a narc?
Well, I mean, what does that mean?
It means you work for the cops or another rival organization.
Oh no, yeah, no, I don't like the cops much.
The simplest
And you're
answer,
here to
of course, also is that if you don't know if you're a narc, Parisa will show you in a back alley later on.
Okay, the correct answer is someone asks if you're a narc. The correct answer is always no. Always no.
Confusing because I do make narcotics sometimes.
I mean, it also depends on who you're talking to.
No, the answer is always no.
I mean, a blue coat, I want you to
I
answer
am not
yes.
a narc.
All right. Kid's got a lot to learn. He's not high off our own supply, so I guess he passes the first 2 tests. Don't you have, like, parents or something?
Nope.
No, that's handy. Saves me a trip. Go ahead, cross that line off.
Oh yes, we'll just need your parents to sign this permission slip for you.
Yes. That's what I do. I forge. That's why I go around beating up children, and then I rub the permission slips in their faces. Your parents said they were okay with this.
I used to work for a doctor who wanted me to call him my father, but he did weird stuff. So
You know,
Yeah.
I think you should never interact with that person ever again, as a personal
Get a little
recommendation.
TMI here. Kid, we don't need to hear your tragic backstory as people try to lure you in basements with signs of intoxication. We're busy running an opium den
We're busy trying to intoxicate people.
for money. That's
That
how
is
you can know
cool.
you can trust us. Because we do it for the best reason. Money. So, you good with a shovel?
I can be.
Good. I've got tons of debris.
So, quick question: is this conversation happening at the opium den? Where do you guys produce the supply?
Yeah, where have we set up the still for?
Well, we
Cool.
already
Sounds
have a
good.
laboratory.
You mean a workshop?
Yeah, we already have a secure laboratory, and it's not doing anything now that the professor has turned into a robot.
They just store in this giant
only-
tank with tentacles. I'm sure that's a perfect
only
place for a
if we-
distillery.
Yeah, if we put it there, we have to then transport the drugs from Night Market to our opium den in Charter Hall.
Well, you don't want to have, and actually, I think when we took over Charter Hall, there already was some sort of weird chemical lab there already synthesizing
Yeah.
something.
Oh yeah, that's right. Like
Yeah.
the top floor had stuff. However, I think they took everything with them. So
They took almost all of it out, but that wouldn't be hard to retrofit.
But that left us, yeah, with the ventilation and the outlets and the wiring to go ahead and set our lab up.
Yep, that's why I was asking.
So, I guess we make it on site at Charter because hauling it would be silly. And we have the space. So we basically have a 3-step opium den where we've got the legitimate business, the basement with the opium den, and the second and third floors. We never found any evidence of, what's the guy's name, Alexander, or does he have a fancier name?
Alexander Wellspring.
Yeah, did we ever find out what Alexander was doing there?
No?
from the looks of it, and at least from the fact that the Wellspring organization is now releasing its cure, I believe.
Mhm.
My suspicion is that he was probably working on a cure. Which probably
You
explains
think-
why I found the weird ritual he was going to do. It's a good thing I got it, and he decided to go find a normal cure instead.
So,
I like
all you
how
have-
that's your logic. Not that he found the ritual and decided it was too horrible to contemplate and went on to another one. No, your theory was he was going to do it anyway, so I just went ahead and did it myself.
Yeah, and it's much better in my hands because not only do I get to control the consequences of it, which makes me feel better, I also get be lauded as a hero for doing it.
Yeah, I like
Well, I
your
don't know
wording
about a
here,
hero
Robert. Yeah.
Well, I like to think of myself as a hero.
Also, I don't know how much of this conversation is going on in front of the new guy who might not know about what you've done.
He'd figure it out
It's fine. Hey,
eventually.
kid. Hey,
I want
kid.
drugs, you
Tell
guys.
us
I
what
don't
about
really
this.
care what else you do.
Well, I mean, he's a leech. He's not a whisper. So
That's
Yeah.
right. It's nothing that really matters to you anyway.
he might not figure it out. A whisper would figure it out easy, I think.
Mhm.
A leech,
Well-
I don't know.
we will assume that you guys are having this conversation on the third floor. You probably converted their lab into yours for this opium den. There's still
Well, we-
plenty of room below.
We also have a legitimate office in here. We could just go in the legitimate office.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's office space. We just put some chairs in there. This is so
Yeah,
much
this is
nicer than
our-
just being in a warehouse all the time.
I destroy the copy machine.
So, while you're
Again.
having this conversation, black smoke begins to billow in under the door.
Oh no. What'd you set on
Apparently
fire,
this place-
Pariso?
I thought this place was secure.
Your
That
lair
doesn't
is
look good.
your lair
This
is
is-
secure.
Yeah, this isn't the
Oh,
lair.
this isn't the lair. That's right.
No.
Yeah, it's maybe more comfortable than the lair, but it's not more secure.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, as the one person who doesn't have to breathe around here, I don't feel that much problem about this.
Professor
after a
and
few
new
minutes-
guy, go deal with the fire. I'm gonna sip some
Yeah,
tea.
is this building on fire?
Don't feel
Well,
heat coming from it.
Have a look.
Oh, you don't feel heat coming from what? The smoke coming under the door? Or the
Yeah.
floor?
You don't sense any extra heat coming from anywhere. From in the smoke, though, you start seeing red glowing eyes, and it begins to take shape, and there's soot.
Oh,
Oh,
Do we know
you
this
again.
person?
Well, yeah, I mean, well, I do, and I think one of you had to deal with him before, too.
Yeah, I've seen him and talked to him before.
I mean, he's
Oh,
a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And we'll hear you.
What's the hat?
what? Did that smoke just turn into a demon?
Well, I
yes,
think
it did.
more so the demon probably turned into
No.
smoke.
That smoke did not just turn into a human.
Anyway, what's going on? So,
I need to call in that favor.
thought we already did that.
Well, then, I need a favor from you.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
There's something in Char Hollow I need something put into.
Oh, acquisition.
Okay.
We're good at that.
It's a little give and take.
And his hand holds up and a little vial of like blue liquid appears in a glass container. There's a large vat there, and I need you to add this to it.
What's it do?
Ooh. Is this a poisoning? Oh, I'm so down for this.
How does it profit us, Suit?
I mean, having a
kind of
demon owe
profit
you
do
a
you
favor.
want?
Yeah, having a demon owe you a favor. It's pretty big.
I mean,
What did
come on,
Suit say?
You're gonna have to make.
He said,
Yeah,
"What
this-
kind of fortune would you want?" Or something like that.
Oh yeah, Bishop, you need a lot of favors from demons. Your one's about to come calling on your ass.
Well, I mean, at least that one I could control when I call him.
Yeah, I love your theory. Oh, I can totally control.
Of course, I'm an uppity noble who believes he's on top of everything. Of course I can control it.
You're not the.
What do you think I am,
You're not
common
the
folk?
first noble I've heard say that. Let me introduce you to Titarosia, where
Well-
everyone was saying
Yeah.
that.
Did you want coin? Did you want information? What did you want in exchange?
Ah, dear, there's so many things we want today.
You don't own the souls of any like wealthy patrons, do you?
No, I don't tend to collect souls.
Ah, what do you collect?
Will that be the payment? Is that knowledge?
Oh, the knowledge of what you collect. Great. So you've come here, you want us to do a job for you, and you can't even tell us what you can offer us, besides coin. Do you,
What do you
guys, we
want?
can do it for money. Money's good.
How about it bind itself to us?
For how long?
How about one human lifetime?
Yeah.
No. No.
Really?
I
Is
have-
that too long for you?
I have too many projects that need my attention right now.
Are you not into the long term?
Well, like
You
you
must
said,
not-
he's busy man.
Okay,
You must
but
not really want these people poisoned.
what about Half-Life?
And he.
Wait.
Go ahead.
You got knowledge.
I have access to much knowledge.
And having him bound
I
to us would give
really
us
wanna
access
know-
to that knowledge.
I really want to know. Well, there's two things I want to know. One of them is I want a complete inventory of the Dimmer sisters, but that's probably a lot to ask. The other one is who that jerk is who's possessing that body and going around strangling people on my turf.
That sounds at least like a reasonable thing to add to the list.
Yeah, but those are like me things. Those aren't like.
Well, again, if it's bound to us, it can answer those questions as well.
Well, but you'd only be bound to us for a short period of time.
Like I said, what about a Half-Life?
How about till the plague is over?
Well, let's
Well,
go ahead and
then they
ask some
could
more
just end the
pertinent
plague.
questions. So you want us to deliver a vial to a vat. Tell us about the location.
Coyle like reaches out to take the vial, the blue vial thing.
And he.
You're wearing
reaches
gloves,
the-
right?
The
What?
demon reaches into himself and pulls out what looks like a very old map of Char Hollow. And he begins to uncrumple it and starts marking things with his finger in ashes. And marks a building. The vat's in there. There'll be a large bin of red liquid. I just need that added to it before it's used.
What's it do? Coyle's like holding it up and looking at it closely.
It'll mix with the batch.
Well, duh, but what does it do?
Hey, kid, first rule of crime, need to know.
The more important
You probably
question
don't
is,
wanna
what
know
is the
what it
building,
does.
and what's the and why is it so difficult to get this in? What's protecting it?
I can't enter it, so I don't know.
Right. But at least you've observed a number of guards. Are the police in on this, protecting it? What's the expected amount of resistance?
I don't think it's overly guarded, and most you people look alike to me.
Whatever it is, they've warded against demons, which is non-trivial. So whoever controls that turf, no, we should go reconnoiter it and see if we can spot anybody. This guy can't get in, and it's payment for the job. Do we want to do this for a favor to be named later, or do we want to
still feel like that?
For a binding?
I feel like that binding is much more worthy than.
Well, I'm not exactly sure on the particulars of
No,
how long we
actually-
can bind a demon.
Well, that's what I
Yeah,
was trying to negotiate before.
Yeah. All right. Well, how long? How much binding time is this worth to you?
How long will it take you to do the job?
75 years.
If this is a drop-in,
No.
drop-off, it's a night kind of job.
Yeah, the job will be done. The job's gonna be done, by tomorrow morning. It's the real question is how much is that worth to you?
A day of my time?
I mean, what if you're
One
bound
day
to us? If you're bound to us, but we don't interfere with your stuff?
We can't promise that.
I mean, we can
interfered-
promise that. That seems fine.
No, I interfered like 3 times this morning.
Not with his stuff.
You don't know that.
I don't know that, but I'm saying it out loud that I haven't, for his sake.
So, at least mechanically, the way to translate, I think, maybe the offer we're asking for is actions of downtime.
Fair.
yeah,
So, how many individual actions of downtime extra do we want to have next downtime to do all of our projects?
I mean, what are you asking? That seems out of.
Well, I mean, this is
Wait.
me trying to state it mechanically.
Well, that's not
Okay, how-
mechanically what I'm shooting for.
Okay, yeah, and
Actually,
you're
but-
you're shooting for like a more concrete period of time where it's like, yeah, we have his services for a year, which would imply he's going to do a lot of things for us. But
Well,
he's
no, actually,
indicated
I'm
he
shooting
doesn't want to
at,
spend more than a day with us.
I'm shooting for future veteran advances. Is what I'm shooting for.
Yeah, there's
which
a
can,
bound to the demon.
which can
thing.
also
so-
be used for other things, non-mechanically, while we're out and about.
yeah. Help me out. What do demons do?
A lot. You remember the demon that helped us with our second mission was? This very demon suit.
This
Yeah,
demon,
what-
what the crew has seen him do is he seems to be able to dispel ghosts very easily.
Okay, yeah, he gets rid of ghosts. We don't currently have a ghost. I mean, we don't
He
have a
also
ghost problem
inhabits
right now,
bodies.
in the future.
He
Why don't we just
inhabits
do it for-
bodies, and
Yeah, and he possesses people.
he's a very powerful demon. Just because we've
Okay.
seen him do one thing fairly well doesn't mean it's all he can do.
He's so powerful he can't get into a building, which implies to me that whoever owns the building is pretty powerful indeed. Because we can't keep him out.
We haven't, have we?
We haven't, but we had no reason to try on our own.
Okay,
it's his project. But I'm just saying
alright,
that there are
well-
reasons why he might not be able to get in.
He seems nice anyway. You're very clever, Mr. Demon.
Thank you. I
Okay.
look very
Demon
suspiciously
impressed
at
by-
Coil.
So if
Is
I
that
were
open this, or is it like toxic?
so,
It
I have a
goes in the vat. Go ahead.
I have a pitch then. Let's say for a week, and that week translates to 4 extra downtime actions.
No, wait, guys. I can make this even easier. You're a demon, which means you can possess people, and you know legalism. Can you get us a legally authorized charter to do business in the city to finance our cover operation? That should be very trivial for you to just go ahead and fake something, a document.
I can do that if you do this for me.
How about we do that? We'll get the cover operation in return for poisoning and murdering all these people. Does that sound good to you guys?
That
No,
sounds like a
but
fair
I'm willing
trade.
to sacrifice.
People, I thought we were just putting this in a vat.
Oh, I'm sure this is going to kill people.
I said, no, it's not what I want, but I will sacrifice. I don't have to have everything.
All right. Yeah, because instead of trying to negotiate favors, maybe this guy's he's a demon. He's got to be skilled at forgery. I would rather get that.
I mean, he's also on my contact list, so I can technically talk to him whenever I want. So it's not really that big of a
that's
deal.
true. All right, sure, we'll do it. Sorry, Let me put on my poison handling gloves. Oh, crap. Put them on inside out.
Well, I mean, I think Leech has been trying to open. Sorry, Leech. Yeah, I'm just gonna call you Leech from now on. Leech has been trying to open this thing for a while now.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna open it if he tells me not.
Well, he hasn't
Yeah,
actually talked to you this whole time. You've been whispering in his ear.
Yeah, here. What? Take this vial of liquid murk. Play with this instead.
Leech has been holding it this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, wait. Has it killed him? Does he turn purple?
He hasn't opened it yet.
Oh, stop trying to open that.
He's been asking
I'm
about it.
not trying to open it. I was asking if I could.
All right.
He's been asking
what
constantly with no answer.
All right. Let's go ahead and yeah. Anyway, the sooner we poison this place, the sooner we get our cover operation. Because I really want to start importing some of the rarer stuff, guys. Like we're talking like blood diamonds. We're talking about like lost, sacrilegious artifacts. Human trafficking. We need to get on the big things.
So, at least the trade, this job for cover. Sounds fair to me. And this is something that all of you are willing to go and do.
Yeah. I mean, in the long term, it actually pays some money, unlike a lot of your operations.
Yeah. Well, that and also, it's already been shown that, first of all, we burned our uniforms. As in, the uniforms we had, they changed their uniform styling because of us. Great. That's a shame too, because we just put a uniform on Grit and have him walk out of the prison. Bad timing there. I say we do it. Come on, we'll show the kid the ropes.
Then, I suppose let's go ahead and seal the deal on this one then.
Alright, so Soot raises to shake your hand.
And I will too.
Oh, can I shake your hand? I've never touched a real demon.
And of course we got contractual obligation now.
Mm-hmm.
Nice green symbols. He understands perfectly, and I understand perfectly.
I have to wonder if that applies to the demon.
Well,
you do see the mark appear.
The smoke cuts that part of the smoke off of his body, floats away.
I mean, I was already going to do my part. I just kind of want to see if he does his to our expectations.
I just wanted to ask Mr. Soot, so are there any special instructions we need to know about, like, opening and pouring this vial? Is any vapor going to come out or anything?
There shouldn't, but don't drink it or open it too soon.
Okay. Sounds good. How much does it weigh? It's just a little light vial, right?
Yeah, it's tiny.
Wow. Yeah, whatever's in this has to be pretty dangerous, so I'm not going to ask.
Okay. And Coyle just puts it, in his leather jacket pocket.
Okay.
And
you're the kind of person...
dissolves.
So, sorry, since I missed the introduction, Coyle's real name is what? Or do you...
I don't know that he's ever given his real name to any of you.
Oh, no, I'm not asking out of character, just in character. I'm sorry, I'm asking out of character, not in character, since I didn't hear the full introduction.
Yeah, I didn't do it a much more introduction than what you heard. His name is Sam.
Okay. Where is he from?
He's a Dagger Islander, so...
Okay.
But he's like...
Oh, that's like Carpatio.
And what level of society are you?
So they were basically an orphan, and then they were picked up by a doctor to be their assistant, but ended up... Yeah, I haven't done any of this stuff yet. The doctor did experiments on him, and now he's a bit weird.
Okay. I'm just trying to put into perspective the things that you're saying and doing, the almost innocent attitude you had about things with the demon. So it's okay. So I didn't hear the intro, so I just wanted to know.
Yeah. So this is your intro to him being just okay about it all.
All right, everybody.
All right, let's go. Let's get this poisoning done. The sooner the better.
Well, I was going to ask, did we also want to rope in another job and do a smuggling mission on the side while we're also busy doing this? Specifically to gain additional money.
Do we have this in Charho?
This operation will get us legitimacy as a cover operation. We do this, we get the legitimacy, and then we do the smuggling.
Right. I'm only asking because, out of character, we can queue up missions like we've been doing for a while. So if you don't want to do multiples, we can just do one.
I guess we could do multiples. Hey, I noticed...
To be honest with you, just to throw it out there, just to be honest with you, I prefer doing one at a time, only because one at a time means getting downtimes faster, and the downtime is the real payoff.
But at this, at the same time, looking
But
at the
so are the
map
clocks.
every now and then, it's just like,
But also, every coin is a downtime action.
Right, but every downtime phase is 2 downtime without a coin.
I mean, the technically, we wanted to go through as many downtimes as quickly as possible. That is the problem with the way the system is set up. So if we need to schedule something else to pay bills, because there's no bill paying in this game, money appears and then it's there.
right.
So we would need
I only
a
asked
we would
because-
need we would need a job to pay 8 coin specifically to match just having a downtime action.
No, because it would also give 2 free downtime actions.
No, that's what I'm
Right,
saying. If we do a non-paying job, we just get 2 for the downtime action. But if we do
Right.
another one on top of, that would give us each an additional 2 coin,
Yeah.
which would mean that the time spent would be equal to or as valuable as. So just
Okay.
doing a valueless job is at least worth 2.
I only
Except
asked
that we
because
want
of
to
2
make
reasons
coins
here, by the way.
tier up.
I
In
only
the
asked
interest
because...
of moving things along.
No, sorry. I only asked
was about
because
to say-
on one hand, there are clocks ticking that we don't necessarily want to take, or at least maybe I don't. I don't know how you guys feel about
That's
this saying
also
dying to
true.
plague. And the second part is just to accelerate the amount of money we have because we do need the money to advance.
I don't give a
Well,
shit
do you
about
ha-
plague.
Do you have a lead on a money-making operation?
We could go ask a contact who does money-making operations.
Okay, tell you what. Why don't you go ask a contact that does lead a money-making operation? I'm going to go poison a vat.
All right, come with me, Come with me, Professor.
I want to go poison the vat.
That's later tonight. You have an hour. Come with me.
Here,
I
So
need
it's my
protection.
friend. So it's my friend. I should be going on the soot job.
You're not-
yeah, no, and honestly, I think
I'm just
Bishop.
going to talk with people.
Why don't you bring the new guy in on this? He needs to see what you
I don't
don't
know
do.
if I can trust the new guy. I don't even know
Yeah,
his name.
Well, that's
Bishop,
perfect
you-
then. Bring the new guy we don't trust with you then.
Bishop, you already disappeared for a whole week in your stupid opera bit. She'll be fine.
But at least I can trust the opera folk.
Did they kick you, out?
can't
though,
trust
didn't
opera folk. They are the most untrustworthy. They are theater people. They're the worst people on the planet.
But I got to say my... But I got to be part of a play. Do you want to hear my line? No.
I do.
That wasn't that
Oh.
great? I delivered it so well.
they? Well, here, on a more meta side,
Mhm.
I have a little bit of talkie on me now. Maybe I should go with the people who have less talkie, and you, somebody who already has talkie, should go with somebody who doesn't have talkie. So we split up stuff.
Alright. Well, I'm going to... come with me, new guy. But I'm keeping a pistol in my pocket.
Just for you.
Just for you.
Hey, am I back?
Yes.
Not your camera.
Yeah, as
Camera's
you
still
can see,
Your
like,
audio.
yeah, see, I told you the theater people got to me.
Can I have a pistol as well, Bishop?
And no.
So,
Okay.
just so I understand, Coyle and Edward are going to talk with the Groom family, or Jenna, one of them,
I think
And
Jenna. Jenna's our easiest option right now, I think.
and Priso and Professor. Were you going to check out the location that Soot gave you, or
I thought we were just going to go and do it.
Well, you probably want to do that
Yeah,
anyway.
sure. The professor's our demonologist expert, and I need to case the place out. I'm probably the one who's gonna, like, do the acrobatics to get it in the vat. So sure.
I mean, I can fly now, technically, so...
Yeah, go ahead and case the place out.
Yeah, but they might have anti-hole wards in there too. I'd be worried about that.
Anti-what wards?
Anti-hole wards.
What do you mean, hull? Sorry. I heard
Yeah.
the word hole.
I can call you a hole if you want.
I mean, I don't know how you'd have anti-hole word... Hole words. Hole...
An
Sorry, I'm
anti-hole
having a
ward.
max headroom attack now, all of a sudden.
Yeah, an anti-hole ward is a shovel.
That wouldn't affect me. I have built-in armor. I was saying,
No.
because otherwise that would be like a giant magnet.
What if they had something that disrupts your soul reservoir? I mean, you're technically not a person. You're a soul held together in some sort of, like...
Yeah,
art.
but it's in a bottle. Also, we've gone a lot of places with the bottles, spirits and bottles that weren't like affected by it.
Let's go check the place out. It would be a shame if they had something that could specifically break your soul reservoir. I mean,
Right.
there are ghost fences. Can you just walk through a ghost fence, no problem?
I mean, I figured that's something my character would know, but I don't know. So
Your character would know anything electrical that harms ghosts would likely do some serious harm to you, but you'd probably survive once or twice.
Probably.
yeah, until I get that other thing that lets me affect those fields myself.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
they might have something that specifically disrupts it. Let's go check it out. Maybe they don't.
Only one way to know.
All right. So, Priso and Professor, you go there, and after our discussion last game, I did peruse the book again. And you'll both notice at the bottom you have a gather info chart, which is a little different.
Oh, neat.
So you tell me what action you're taking to try and get some information, then you can ask those questions.
Okay. Well, I usually prowl. Let's see. Where is gather?
I guess I'd study.
Okay.
Nice.
Wait, where are those actions?
They're not actions, they're questions you can ask once you do the
They're
action.
to the right of the teamwork stuff.
Yeah, your actions are like your prowl, skirmish, stuff like that.
Oh, right. The attributes. Oh, okay.
Gather info questions at the bottom.
I would totally do the Assassin's Creed thing and prowl. Walk around, climb up the building, look around, look for windows, scan the place. Using my I probably have a monocular. Yeah, that's steampunk, isn't it?
I will fly up really high and study the area from a distance.
Well, try not to be too obvious as the only thing in the sky.
Sure. I'll just cover myself with marshmallows and everyone will think I'm a cloud.
That's the best idea you've ever had.
Because I think gelatin and sugar is probably something I can get plenty of in this city.
Well, you could just get a smudge pot. That would be easier. You don't breathe, so you wouldn't smother.
Do we need to make a roll or what?
Yeah, whatever action you chose.
Okay.
Give me a roll, and we'll go from there.
I got a 6.
All right?
You got a 6.
Yeah, we're good. It's like we're good at this.
Each of you give me 2 of the questions from the gather info roll, and we will work on how you figured out what. You also, just looking around the building, there are a couple blue coats there. This building is the Wellspring building that you've at least heard people mention so far.
I mean, right off the bat, what should I look out for? Since there's this whole talk of maybe something's dangerous for me.
All right, so Professor, there's an unusual number of, you see spirit wardens wandering the city, but there's 2 of them here that seem to be just circling the building and the couple blocks around it, which is unusual for them. They're not blue coats. They don't go around patrolling the city.
I mean, at the same time, though, I have a lifelike appearance, so I think maybe
Yeah.
if it's just spirit wardens, I think that's not too much hassle for me. It's not as much hassle as a giant, electrical field.
But it's more the fact that they have attention here, and they are the ones that deal with ghosts and halls and everything in a legitimate way. So they may have something up, possibly. This may be why the demon couldn't get in, is something they're doing.
Okay, well, as my second question, then, while Raph is off cam, my second question will be, how can I find X, where X is a way around this?
All right, so you've been studying the building probably for an hour now. You know their patrol. They're only by the building a few minutes at a time. Looking on the outside of the building, someone has placed demon bane charms, over each entrance of the building. So it won't stop you as a hall, but it would have stopped Sut from being able to enter.
Okay.
Right.
So they have anti-demon, spirit wardens and anti-demon.
I asked my 2 questions. You have your 2 questions. Pretty so.
Okay. Well, I gotta ask, what's really going on here?
What seems to be really going on here is they are trying to produce a cure for this plague. And the city has invested a great deal of money in security that is not blue coats to deal with this. It doesn't look like they have any mobs or security guards for beating people. A lot of the security here seems to be deal with supernatural weird stuff, which is unusual.
Yeah, everything's starting to make sense. Okay, we've got a problem, Professor.
We don't have a problem. We do not have a problem. Think of it this way. How happy will Edward get to be when he gets to spend more time with his friends? He loves hanging out with those people that he's doing all this work for. Now he gets to spend even more time when the plague gets even worse. Additionally, remember, we do this job and your business becomes legitimate effectively.
Well, if you hate this town and everybody in it.
Now there'll be less people in it. It's a win-win-win.
Yeah, why should the Bluecoats have the cure? They would just waste it anyway.
Do you have a second question, Pariso?
I do. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase it.
All right.
I'm thinking, okay. So, there we are. How can I find next? How can I find the master planning office that, because I want to get the plans of how they're doing this and what they're implementing as the cure?
The formula would probably be kept in the offices that are near the vats.
Right. Which would be, okay, so it'd be back there. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to mark that off as part of my objective. That not only do I want to go ahead and put this vial in there, but I also want to stop by and steal the plans of how they made this. All right, I may support your plan of poisoning whatever this is, but I think we should probably build our own vat cure. I don't think the demons have our best interests in mind.
I mean, we don't need one. Edward already has that cure.
Yeah, I'm not convinced his cure works the way he thinks it does. I mean,
we'll take a sample of whatever they're doing and then poison the rest, and we're done. It's out.
Can you
Nothing in the deal? Nothing in the deal said anything about not taking a sample.
Yeah, do you have like a sample kit or something I can use? You're a smart guy.
I mean, wait, hold on. Probably have all the same stuff you do on me.
Well, there's some holes in the sheet here. Like, for example, one thing that's not on the sheet is specialty gear for the mission you're about to do, because I think that's not something they think about. But there are like unusual boxes.
That's probably something you would pick up before the thing. But I mean, I can have
things like arcane implements and tinkerer's tools. Like these things are...
Right. Those are kind of
hold on. I have something like subterfuge supplies. We could have a container in it, or I have, if we really want to stretch, I have a lantern. Just dip the lantern into shit.
No. I mean, I would suggest that if there's something we could I'll just prepare a box for sample and just go ahead and take a sample.
Well, I'm assuming that the sample is liquid if we're dumping a liquid into another liquid. So I'm saying, use the lantern as a cup and just cover it up.